Yo, check it. All right, y'all, we managed to get a weekly outlook and prediction video, guys, done for you guys. Imagine that. Now, listen, it's on a different setup than normal, so do bear with me, guys. This is not my normal quality of video, but we did get all of the context levels that you need to know and the weekly candle prints on what I'm expecting, and I will be streaming, helping guide as well as the technicals and predictions become available, so make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. But let's not waste any more time and hop into charts, facts, data. Let's go. All right, guys, what is up? This is your weekly outlook and prediction. Again, do bear with me. This setup is a little bit different than my normal setup. I'm trying to get a video out for you guys. It's been quite difficult as anybody watching live. This is the third time, but third time is a charm. We're going to be talking about AMC, GME, SPY, and the cryptocurrency market, giving you guys the weekly outlook and prediction on what to expect. We did get most of the candle prints last week, so you want to lock in, like, and subscribe, and that way you can get accurate predictions. The first thing I want to show you guys here is GME stock. Okay, the first thing here I want to show you is GME stock, and we just want to take a look here on the macro and show you guys why I think GME has a particularly bullish setup in my personal opinion. So first thing I want to point out here for GME is the breakout of the falling wedge. You can see that we're breaking out of the falling wedge. We have green MACD, which is increasingly getting bigger, which means bullish momentum is building. We also have this overall uptrend, and we are now officially holding $30 as support, and we had a profitable earnings, a very good earnings, plus a roaring kitty tweet. So we finally have the trifecta of technicals, fundamentals, and a possible catalyst coming together to create the perfect storm where we could actually see something here for GME stock. So this is why I think GameStop could potentially start going on a bull run, pushing to the upside and hitting our price target, which I gave you guys a date by. I told you guys by the 7th of 2025 that GameStop would hit at least $35 to $40, and it looks like we're on track to hit that price target here for GME. Now, I want to show you guys what we need to see for a continuation to the upside and what I'm expecting based off of my research and due diligence. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset and or derivative. So what I think we're going to see here for GME is we kind of have this bull flag push right here in this consolidation, but I think GME needs to retest 31.88. So what I'm thinking we're going to see here on Monday is a breakdown and a retest of 31.88. And if we can hold 31.88 as support, we're going to head back towards 32.30. Now, we do have support at 32.30, and if we can get a pre-market pump, that's great. We did fill the gap last week, so there's no more gap fills to the downside. If we can hold 32.30, that would be great. That's where our level of support is right now. But I think we're going to have to retest 31.88 and then use that as support and push up. And then once we do so, then we can head back towards $32. And if we can head back towards $32, then we have resistance at $32.95, $33.73. And then, of course, we can start heading closer to that $35 price target. Now, we put out an amazing play in the Discord last week for $30 calls. I'll be looking to see if there's any more plays, and I will put them in the Discord this week. But we can see that we have plenty of room to run here on the RSI. As far as the hourly time frame is concerned, 2-hour time frame getting kind of hot. And then if we go into the 4-hour time frame, of course, we're getting even a little bit more hot, but we still have room to run on all of these considerable time frames. Now, we do want to check out the daily time frame and see if we were able to flip MACD green, because we do have a green monthly MACD. And this would be an indication of, yes, we did indeed get that green daily MACD as well. And this is an indication that we will be seeing more upside, in my personal opinion, here for GameStop stock, especially because we held this trend line as well. It looks like GameStop is going to easily be pushing towards $35. this week, in my personal opinion. You can see that last week we hit a high of 34, 37. So I think that this week we'll easily be able to hit $35 and then continue on to that $40 price target. But I believe that GME is about to go on to a nasty bull run, in my personal opinion. If you guys have looked at how many green weeks we've had on GameStop, it's been absolutely extraordinary. I don't have all of the indicators right on hand, but if you just look at some of the things like the super trend, you'll see that we have plenty of momentum. Bollinger Bands, if we go ahead and pop those on, you guys can see that we went slightly outside of the bands. That's why we came back inside, but right now it looks like we're testing to probably break out of the bands here on the daily time frame, and that could lead to an explosive movement to the upside. I think that GameStop really needs to get to about 35.20 before we would see it really go crazy. But if we do get to 35.20 and break that support and resistance and hold that, you're going to see GameStop start to push up quite rapidly, and then that's when AMC would also start to push up as well. I know people are doom and gloom on AMC right now, and I'm going to talk about AMC here in a second, but I believe that GameStop is going to help AMC, and then we will be able to push up together simultaneously. Also, if we get the news that dilution is over for AMC, that's going to help AMC as well. I just dropped a video where I did another AMC review. I dropped that here on Saturday, so if you guys want to check that out, I would truly appreciate it. That is up on the channel now. But basically right now what we are waiting on is GameStop to push up. You can see that we're holding this key level of 31.88, and that's the level we need to hold to confirm that we will continue to the upside. If we hold 31.88, basically you can say that we're going to start working our way towards $35 this week, and I think that's what we could see for this week. And I'm going to go ahead and lock in a green week here for GameStop stock. This would actually be its third green week in a row after a 7-week winning streak. Then we had one red week. We've had a green week last week, and I'm locking in a green week this week. So I think we will be looking good to lock in another green week, and that is going to be my prediction for GameStop stock. Again, not financial advice, and this week could get explosive if we do push up past 35.20 and use that level as support. So again, we are set up with a possible trifecta with technicals breaking out of the macro falling wedge. We have macro technicals coming into play, macro buy signals. We also have Roaring Kitty starting to tweet, and we have fundamentals improving. GameStop is looking like the stock to me, and that is just what I'm seeing based off my research and keeping it 110% with you guys. Literally, I'm all about GameStop right now, in my personal opinion. Now, let's go ahead and look into AMC. And before we look into AMC, I just want to show you guys some of the numbers here for cost to borrow and seller interest at time of recording. Right now, AMC, they've been shorting it heavily, pummeling AMC on top of the dilution news. That's why some people are getting depressed. And really, guys, you need to figure out where you're at with AMC. I'm holding my shares. I will not be selling my shares because I think that AMC is actually in a position here where once GameStop start to move, and also once the dilution news is announced is over, that we could see some relief to the upside. And the technicals are showing some possible relief as well, which I'm going to talk to you here in a second. But I think we could see a surprise drop to the downside, and I want to warn you guys about that. So make sure you stay tuned for this AMC segment. But right now, at time of recording, they have 2.6 million shares available to short. And right now for GameStop, they only have 550,000 shares available to short. Another reason why I think GameStop is getting ready to pop off. They have a little to no ammo, and the shorts backs are getting pressed against the wall because they said no dilution for a period of time. So this is a perfect time for GameStop to go on a bull run. And again, catalyst, fundamentals, and technicals coming together for that trifecta to really make things pop off. Now, cost to borrow, we want to see go up on both of the meme stocks, but right now, cost to borrow is sitting at 0.53% here for AMC stock. And then as far as GameStop is concerned, cost to borrow is sitting at 0.34%. We really want to see cost to borrow go up. If you see cost to borrow shoot up, that's a sign that something is popping off. Also, if you see prices start to run rapidly in after hours, I'm talking about 10, 20, 30%, that's a sign
that potentially shorts are covering. And then if cost to borrow dries up, that's a sign that a rally might be coming and liquidity is drying up. So those are the numbers we have to look at for AMC and GME as far as cost to borrow. Short interest for the meme stocks. Right now, GameStop short interest is sitting at 7.60%. It went up slightly, but now it's back at about where it was. And then AMC cost of borrow is significantly higher. Short interest is significantly higher, sitting at 15.15%. And that is short interest for AMC. And then, of course, short interest for GameStop is sitting at 7.60%. Now, let's go ahead and show you guys the technicals here for AMC. What I think AMC is going to be doing, what I'm expecting, and the potential downside surprise that we might have. So I think AMC is actually going to be hitting a price target of $3.90 to $3.80, and we will see that downside price target. We didn't break above the sloping support and resistance yet, which I thought we would have broke above by now. So we're going to see that downtrend continue until we break above that sloping support and resistance. But what I think is we're building a base at $4. So this is going to shock a lot of people, and I think that's why it's going to be a surprise move. I think we're going to see a sharp drop down, $3.90, $3.80, and then bounce back above $4. Now, somebody left a super chat and asked if you could potentially play $4 calls. It is going to be risky because we haven't got that news that that dilution is over yet, and we're still getting shorted heavily. But because of this gap fill, and because of RSI getting so oversold on these higher time frames and this downtrend being so long, so you guys can see RSI starting to get very, very low here on the hourly time frame, 2-hour time frame, 4-hour time frame. RSI is getting very, very low, or even getting outside of the bands here, riding the bottom part of the bands and getting outside of the bands on some of the higher time frames. I believe that we're going to see the last of the sellers get exhausted. You're going to see a drop down to $3.90, $3.80. And in my personal opinion, this is not financial advice, that would be an amazing buying opportunity for either $4 calls. And again, this is not financial advice. This is what I'm looking at, a trader investor, or shares to average down if you can get them underneath $4, because I believe AMC will rapidly bounce back above that level. $3.80 is where I think the low would be. Again, I'm only human. I can make mistakes. I could be wrong. But based off everything I'm seeing here, I don't think it could go much lower than that. If you did, you would have like 375. But I would see people stepping in, and I would see a sharp bounce back above $4 in my personal opinion, especially with the way GameStop is set up right now. I just don't see AMC dropping down below 380 and then continuing to drop, in my personal opinion. After those levels, it's extremely good buying opportunities. I know some people will see those levels and they just feel disgusted, but those are the levels that if you can buy, that once it does run back up to $4, $5, $6, $7, you're going to make a great profit off of. And again, you always want to buy when RSI is low. You can see RSI getting oversold here on the 2-hour time frame. And the 4-hour time frame, when you see RSI is getting low on those time frames, that's normally good times to step in. That means the selling has been occurring for a while. We've been in an overall downtrend, and I think the sellers are going to get exhausted once we get that move down. We have this gap fill to the upside. What I think we're going to see here on Monday is more downside, unfortunately, possibly coming down to that 380, 390, and then getting that pop back to the upside, filling this gap back to the upside. But I'm very, very confident with this gap fill to the upside here on AMC and GameStop showing amazing strength that AMC will recover above $4. So in my personal opinion, when we do get this drop down, it's going to be amazing buy opportunity. And we might not even get that drop down to the downside, but you guys know I'm normally right. So expect 380, 390, and then a pop to the upside for AMC. I'm going to have to go out on a limb, and because of where we're at, I think we will be able to pull off a small green week, because we're going to get the drop to the downside, the pop back above 4, and then hopefully this is the week that we break above the sloping support and resistance. We're starting the week down low, so that should be able to give us a green week on AMC. So far, we have green week on GameStop, green week on AMC. Let's go ahead and go into SPY and then Bitcoin and then wrap up this video. So SPY, I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Ladies and gentlemen, we called SPY perfectly last week. And the week before, I told you week before, red week. And then this previous week, I told you green week, as we would get a recovery back up to 602 and pull back. You can see SPY went to 602.48 and pulled back as expected. Now, what does DataZero think SPY is going to do next? I actually think SPY is going to get a pop to the upside and pull back, giving it an overall red week. Now, again, I could be wrong. SPY has been tricky, but I've been absolutely crushing SPY as of late. If I do, and I'm streaming as much as I can, guys. You guys know I'm on vacation and stuff like that. If I do see something change where I think things are going to switch up, I'll let everyone know. But what I think SPY is going to end up doing here is I think SPY is going to push up to maybe about 599, 600. And then pull back. Okay, you can see that we have red MACD here on the 4-hour time frame. If I go ahead and go to the bigger time frames, like the weekly time frame, you guys can see that we're actually starting to get bearish momentum on the weekly time frame as well with red MACD. And then I've been talking about these things consistently, that we have RSI trending down as price is trending up. That's called bearish divergence. We have volume trending down as price trending up. That's divergence as well. We have multiple gap fills to the downside. I believe that the market is topping out, in my personal opinion. Also, I've been talking about how NASDAQ has this massive rising wedge and that it's going to get a bounce back inside of the rising wedge and then break down. I think that's what we're seeing now. So I think SPY is going to get a quick pop to the upside and then start to pull back. You can actually see NASDAQ starting to break down out of that rising wedge now. So what I think we're actually going to see is a red week here for the entire market in SPY, because what we're going to be seeing here is the market pop to the upside and then pull back, and that is going to give us an overall red week. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY. And then of course, just give you guys some evidence on why I believe that is going to be the case. You guys can see that here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to find it real quick. But I want to show you guys that Apple is topping out. I'm going to try to find it. Again, this setup's a little bit harder to control than my normal setup. But I want to show you guys here that Apple is topping out. So I think Apple is starting to top out. It broke down from this trend line. You can see RSI is trending down. It was overbought. I believe that Apple is topping out. That's going to take the market with it. And then NVIDIA, I think, is tracking with my prediction, where it's popping to the upside and then it's going to pull back, taking the overall market with it. But I think that Apple and NVIDIA are starting to top out. The tech sector is starting to top out, and that's going to take SPY and NASDAQ with it, and you're going to start seeing a pullback to the downside. So I am calling for a red week here on SPY, in my personal opinion. After a pop to the upside, the pop to the upside will probably happen on Monday. You'll probably move to the upside and then see a drop down. I'm thinking 599. 602. We have major resistance here for SPY at the levels of 595 47, 595 50, and that's the level you need to see broken. If that's confirmed as support, then you can see a push up. That's what I think we're actually going to see here in the morning. I think it's going to confirm that level of support and push up, but then quickly lose its momentum and then fade back down, in my personal opinion. Now let's go ahead and go into Bitcoin, crypto, and then we can finish this video. So Bitcoin, I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point as well. Basically, y'all, I think we need to see a flush out. We're still in greed, okay? And you guys can do what you want. Take profit if you believe that this is the top. But I do not believe this is the top for crypto. I've explained multiple times that I think altcoin season is going to happen in 2025. That we still have a ton of things coming up, like a bullish president for crypto. Possibly a bullish SEC for crypto. I think 2025 is going to be crypto's year. We also possibly have an XRP ETF coming into play. So there's too many things that can happen in 2025 for crypto not to be bullish, in my personal opinion. Do remember that we do have ISM coming out on Friday. That's the one data drop that we need to be worried about. for this week in the stock market, and that is a 3-star data drop that's going to be happening on Friday. And that's going to be the major market mover. Ethereum basically tracking. I think Ethereum is extremely undervalued right now. I think Bitcoin could have some more pullback to the downside, but I do not think this is the top by any means. We have major support at 91,000, but I simply think we need to flush out a little bit, move down before a continuation to the upside. I'm going to be tracking Bitcoin very, very carefully. I called the Bitcoin bull run. I called the bull flag breakout. I called that we were going to 80K. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. We've been tracking cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular very, very well and been doing very, very successful with it. But again, crypto fear and greed is still in greed. Basically, you want to sell extreme greed and buy extreme fear, sell the greed and buy the fear. I do not think this is the time right now based off of everything on the macro cycle. I think this is a bull run and greed runs hot. What I think the market is actually doing is cooling down, letting RSI cool down here on some of the bigger time frames, and that way we can make another leg to the upside. I think this market is moving in a healthy manner. In my personal opinion, it started to move too fast, and we need a pullback. We started to move way too fast. We need a pullback. We need to build support here. I think we're going to see a little bit of flush out, maybe down towards 80K, but that's not going to scare me. That would be a buying opportunity, in my personal opinion. You can see RSI just now getting back to those regular spots, not being overbought. So again, I think we need to flush out, and then we can continue up for Bitcoin. I think 2025 is going to be extremely bullish for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, in my personal opinion. And as far as altcoins are concerned, once Bitcoin pulls back, because Bitcoin dominance is so high, altcoins are going to really pull back. So that's why you're seeing altcoins take a way bigger hit than BTC. And then that's why you're also not seeing altcoins outperform BTC. But once altcoin season comes, then you will see those altcoins do a little better. I also think we have a little bit of a meme coin bubble as well, and that might need popped. But these bubbles do occur in the crypto space during these bull runs, like things like FTX we had and stuff like that. But the bubbles get popped, the liquidity gets washed out, and the market works itself out. But this is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. 2025 is going to be an amazing year for crypto, in my personal opinion. Crypto is a long-term investment for me. I am holding, literally passing some Bitcoin on to my kids. I am holding, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that there's going to be a point where there's going to be crypto haves and crypto have-nots. Maybe I'm crazy, but the dollar is going to continue to devalue, in my personal opinion, and assets are what you need to stack. Ladies and gentlemen, this was your weekly outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. I think we made it through. I think we have a video. If you found this video informative, please go ahead and drop a like. Press subscribe. I appreciate anybody watching right now on the live stream. Third time was a charm, but we did make it through. And as always, y'all, have fun. Stay safe. Make money. Peace out.
Alright guys, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like. Press subscribe for more content like this. And I appreciate to anybody who watched the end of the video, because so few people watch the end, and that helps me out a ton with the algorithm, and it helps more people see it. Hit the like button and comment down below to help even more. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.